Welcome back to the channel, everyone. We're back with the Z-Girl, the 35IS twin turbo BMW, and today we're going to be prepping the brakes. Before I do the new slot and drilled rotors on it, I wanted to freshen up the calipers. You see the rears ones are black and dirty, disgusting, and the front ones are silver. That's nice, the silver matches the mirrors. My wife wants red to match the interior. So we're going to spray paint them. I do believe that if you want to do things properly, get calipers that are already powder coated or take these off and powder coat them. It'll last a lot better and longer than what I'm going to show you. But as you can see here, this Trans Am, the calipers there, they're red. They're still silver. I did those 20 years ago with a can of red spray paint. They've been touched up a few times, and that's what's great about this. You can just touch them up really quick too with a piece of cardboard and just hitting them again real quick. But the perfect time to actually paint the calipers is when they're mounted on the rotors there. And since we're going to be discarding these rotors, it doesn't matter if we get spray paint on them because they're going to come off when we put the brand new slot and drilled rotors on it. I want to show you what they look like here. These look amazing. I mean, this rotor, I don't know what this weighs. Jesus. Oh, 10 pounds, maybe more. This is a big rotor. It is stock. It's dimensions. It's the exact same as the stock one there, but it's slotted and drilled. And it also came with ceramic pads. I did this for both the front and rear so it would all match. If you're going to be doing the painting on the same day as the brake work, you got to give time for the paint to dry. It can add hours to the project. I'm doing this the day before. It is beginning of May and it's barely 50 degrees outside. It's so cold in here. I'm probably going to bring my heater in to at least bring up the temperature a little bit before we do some painting. But the first thing to do is to get the wheels off. I'm going to do it on the ground here with jack stands. Just believe it or not, 5 hours have passed since the last segment. So I got the car up on jack stands. The easiest way to do this was I grabbed a 2x4, I think. And there's a ridge that comes down. It runs along there. You put the board up and back against that ridge. I was able to jack up the whole side of the car from the center of the car right under the driver's side mirror. And then I was able to slide these two jack stands in onto the jack mounting posts right here. And I'm going to lower it down right now. That's it. There goes the jack down. And voila. I did have to use one of my other smaller floor jacks to get it started on the rear jack post there, just to get the car up high enough to be able to fit this under and get the side up in the air. I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side. I'm going to use another jack, a little one, again, to bring up the car just a little bit to slide this in between the two posts, bring the whole car up, and we'll have the whole car on jack stands ready to do the brakes. Make sure you loosen all of your lug bolts. I couldn't get these off still. I had to lower the car back down and do them all and check them all, so save yourself the time. BMW wheels can be a bear to get off. In my past cars, I would always put some anti-seize here and help. It would not grease it, but it would lubricate it. And this was prevented from freezing onto the rotor here. I had to hit it rather hard with a dead blow hammer here as I spun the wheel and kept hitting the outer lip. I was finally able to get some rocky movement on it and get the wheel off. But I want to point out something here right now before we paint. You're going to see all this surface area here, and then you're going to see the front. We're going to be concentrating really on just the front. I'm not so concerned about painting the top here or not at the back at all. Any of the brake pad wear sensors or the hardware in there. I'm replacing all the hardware, but the critical surface that everyone sees really when they look at the brakes is the front. You can't really see the whole top back part of the caliper, especially if you're standing up here or as the car drives by. You're really just going to see the front, just like over here. Now these are a little dirty, these got to be freshened up, but again, you only see the front surface. You don't see everything around the back. Again, the best way to do this is to buy some brand new nice calipers that are already powder coated, or take these off and send them off to powder coating. But you'll see at the end of the video here when I do the brakes to put all that together, that's going to look wonderful. So before I hit this with some rubbing alcohol, I'm going to blow it out with some compressed air. I also have this wire brush that I'm going to just go over it and prep it some more before we hit it with some of this rubbing alcohol. You see there's still dust coming off of it. And you're never going to get all of it, but the more you get, how it's gonna look. And again, right here is pretty much the area you're gonna see out of this whole thing. The rest of this doesn't really matter. We're not gonna be so concerned about it. In fact, I'm gonna put a piece of cardboard here and mask it off. There we go. Hit it with some air one more time. I don't really have a lint-free rag. All my rags are like microfiber, but I just got some paper towel here with some rubbing alcohol now, and I'm just gonna give it all a wipe. All right, so I went ahead and masked off the electronic parking brake controller there, motor in the back, and the this side doesn't have it, but the other side has the brake pad sensor in there and the wire to it. So all that's masked off with blue tape just to make sure. And I have my can of spray paint here, and I have my cardboard. Let's do it. All right, remember we're going to concentrate on the front of the caliper and just hit it lightly. Keep the can moving. Pretty good. I'm going to go around and do all four wheels. So while I was waiting for the paint to dry, you see we have red calipers now. I went ahead and put some penetrating lube onto these 6mm Allen bolts here that are holding the rotor on to the spindle there, and I put a large screwdriver into the rotor. And first I'm going to try and tighten it just a little bit. I see that when you deal with stuck bolts, it's always good to torque it just a little bit tight first. If you get anything on it, that one didn't move at all. Now I'm going to try and loosen it. There it goes. Broke it right free. So there we go. I just sprayed it with some gloss clear coat. Now I know it looks like a big mess right now, but as you'll see here, once I do the brakes in the next video, they're going to look like this. Looks great. So I gotta say, I think the paint job came out amazing. Both the front and the back look really good with the brand new slotted and drilled rotors. You can find a link in the description to the companion video where I show how to do the full replacement of the brake pads and the front and rear rotors, along with using the scan tool to put the rear parking brake system into service mode or maintenance mode to relieve the tension and to safely do the rear brakes as well. I highly recommend, if you're going to be changing brakes, get some high temperature spray paint of your favorite color. Go wild yellows and make your interior or do something unique. Have fun with it. And like I said, if you're going to be replacing everything, it's a perfect time to do it when everything is mounted on the rotor here. And as I talked about at the beginning of the video, as you see, you can't even see anything in the back where it doesn't matter. It's all in the front here. The kit I bought came with a brand new tensure plate there. It does a nice job of contrasting the red, and it matches the rim. It all comes together nice. It looks great. I love this car in coupe mode too. It just looks amazing. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give a thumbs up if you did. Please subscribe to the channel, and take care, everyone.